Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
And we're here with Vapor Honing Technologies to cover 10 tips that can make you a pro vapor honer. But real quick, before we get into the 10 tips that can make you a pro vapor honer, it might be beneficial if you guys go back and watch the 15 rookie mistakes you can make with vapor honing. Now, let's get into it.
Starting at number 1, having the correct amount of CFM and PSI supplied to the machine.
These measurements can actually be found on the data tables of our website, and we will be making a future video on
our air compressor recommendations.
To summarize though, it's better to get an air compressor that exceeds, not meets the requirements of the machine, as it won't be doing as much catch-up work. Number 2 on our list is having a good understanding of the abrasive. Now, in a wet blasting cabinet, the abrasive size and shape can have a great effect on the part. For example, this right here I think was done in a glass bead. Now, in the description below, we will link to our previous videos where we explain each abrasive in detail and how they affect the part.
At number 3, we have mixing abrasives. Here in Vapor Honing Technologies, we usually mix abrasives because it saves time and we like mixing the characteristics. The most popular one we always use is aluminum oxide and glass bead.
Now, the reason that we mix aluminum oxide and glass bead is that the aluminum oxide allows you to cut and strip apart quickly, and the glass bead allows you to smooth and make it look nice. Now, you would think that the aluminum oxide would diminish the characteristics of the glass bead, but that is not how this works. And you can actually learn more about this in detail using the video in the description below.
Number 4, maintaining your abrasive and water and making sure that you change it. Here at Vapor Honing Technologies, we usually say that you should change your water every 2 weeks. And for abrasive, it really depends on how often you use it, but our rule of thumb is that you need to change it every 3 to 4 weeks.
Number 5 on our list is using wet blast additives in your machine. For starters, we use corrosion inhibitor all the time, and this will prevent your metals from corroding, as in the name, and also rusting. Next up is our antimicrobial agent. This protects against fungal, bacterial, and mold growth inside your cabinet. And lastly, we have our no-pack wet blast additive. This prevents hard packing in the bottom of your cabinet and also helps to prevent the pump from stopping up. We will cover these additives in greater detail in a future video, but I do need to mention that if you have an open loop machine, you will lose the additives that you put in at a greater rate, as when you open the overflow valve, it is just allowed to flow out.
Now at number 6, we've talked about this before, but we're gonna talk about it again, and that is hot spotting. Basically, hot spotting is when you stay at one part for too long when you're blasting. So we recommend that you kind of blast continuously up and down, side to side, and keep it a distance between 3 to 6 inches.
Now, a good way to prevent hot spotting is to use the correct abrasive for your application. Meaning if you're trying to remove rust and you still want the part to look good when you're done, use an aluminum oxide first and then finish it with a glass bead. Because if you're trying to use a glass bead initially, you are going to have to stay in certain spots for longer time periods, and that is going to lead to hot spotting. Number 7 on our list is troubleshooting techniques. And troubleshooting is actually a big part of being a pro with vapor blasting, as you have to really understand the system to understand how to troubleshoot it. For example, if you ever have a blockage in your line or your pump is stopped up, a quick and easy way to fix this is by backfeeding it. And all you have to do this is take the gun, press it against your glove, and seal it, and hopefully by it building pressure, whenever you remove your hand, it'll actually free the blockage. But we will cover some troubleshooting techniques in future videos, so stay tuned for that. And also, if you have any troubleshooting questions, please leave them in the comments below.
At number 8, some more housekeeping rules. Make sure that you're washing the machine thoroughly, inside and out, especially the drip pan.
And you also want to make sure that you're pulling your gloves out of the machine when you're finished blasting. All this does is prevent bacterial growth on the gloves.
And lastly, make sure you crack the door. This allows the air to flow in and out of the machine.
And it also allows the door seal to revert back to its decompressed state. Coming in at number 9, we have closing the water supply off to an open loop machine. Now, the reason that we say this is if your machine drain valve is closed and a component was to fail inside the machine, you can flood your shop, as water would be allowed to just continuously pump into the machine. And we have had this happen before. So a good preventative method is to just close the water supply off to the machine when you are finished blasting. Finally, at number 10, we have just keep practicing. Now, with vapor blasting, it is very easy to create consistent and amazing finishes just like this if you get your machine dialed in properly. So if you keep practicing, you're going to be able to get finishes just like this.
Now, if you have any more questions, you can call our sales team at 828-202-5563 or just comment below and we'll do that.
Also, if you guys have any other pro tips that you would like to leave in the comments, please do so as you help out other members of the vapor blasting community.
You can also visit our website at www.vaporhoningtechnologies.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.